Shalom, shalom to the Lord's elect of the nation of Israel. Kal halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Wa Baha, Racha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles of the Great Millstone, GMS. Honors and salutations goes out to the Akim, pushing this gospel, this good news, the world over, in sincerity and in truth. Adwan Ratazah, that is to say, Lord willing. So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying, quick and straight to the point. And as you can see from this article right in front of you, all right, this is judgment from Yahweh Shemi Shai, okay? And you're going to see these things increase. This is going to become a common occurrence, okay? Scriptures talk about, famine, pestilences, plagues, and things like that, okay? And we know that animals, okay, have been suffering a lot under the rulership of this devil, E, all right, the so-called WHITE man, all right, because we know the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, Job 9:24, all right, so the whole earth is crying out, the whole creation is groaning, all right, things are upside down, and things like that, all right, and, everything is, again, suffering, all right. Now, as you can see, this is from the WashingtonPost.com, very recent, article. It was dated March the 24th, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And you can see the headline says, fatal mountain lion attack in California is first in decades. All right. And animal attacks happen all the time. Okay. They attack all the time. All right. When as we get nearer to Jacob's trouble, there's going to be a lot of dead bodies cast out as dung, right? And these creatures are going to have a feast, rightfully so, man. All right. So as we read on, even underneath the image, we see mountain lions are typically solitary and elusive, and attacks on humans by them are very rare. California's Department of Fish and Wildlife said. All right. So more or less, shy creatures, shy animals. And we know that, you can't tame these creatures, all right? You can't, control them and tame them, all right? It doesn't matter how close you are to them. It doesn't matter, if you grow them up from when it was a small cub or baby, If the Lord puts a spirit on these animals to attack, then it will carry out its attack. All right. So it says a teenager called 911 from a remote area in California on Saturday to report a rare incident. He and his brother had been attacked by a mountain lion. I'm not sure if, they were Jake or a heathen or, Edomites. By the way, either way, the Lord, set this up. Okay. And if it were, Edomites, then all praises to Yahweh Shemi Shai, because, these animals need a medal, or deserve a medal, rather. Okay. So it says, the 18-year-old and his 21-year-old brother were separated during the attack. When officials arrived to the scene in Georgetown, California, an area about 50 miles east of Sacramento, they said they found the 21-year-old lying on the ground. The mountain lion crouched beside him. Okay. And the habitats of these creatures have been, for the most part, destroyed, right? And they've been removed, displaced, okay? Because of that, that's disrupt, the life that these animals live, all right? It's disrupted it, all right? And people sometimes aren't aware that certain behaviors that they conduct, certain ways that they carry themselves, the behaviors that they conduct themselves with, can trigger some sort of response in animal attacks. It can trigger them to be, respond, by defending themselves, by attacking. All right. It says the 18-year-old and his 21-year-old. Oh, I read that bit. The older brother was deleted in Saturday's attack. Authorities said the first recorded fatal human mountain lion incident in California in 20 years. According to the state's Department of Fish and Wildlife, the mountain lion was euthanized and in the scene within a few hours. Okay. So yeah. All right. It's a point I wanted to make, but it slipped my mind. All right. Oh, it slipped my mind. Anyway, it says officials had not publicly identified the brothers as of Sunday evening, but said the 18-year-old underwent multiple surgeries and would probably make a full recovery. And, it came back to me. If you ever watch wildlife and, watch how these animals, basically live in the wild and things like that. All right, you can see, how fierce this is. And then when it comes to you in real life, then, that's why you don't underestimate it at all. All right. Said his family is grateful for the prayers and condolences from the community, but wishes for privacy in order to process this tragic event, the El Dorado County Sheriff's Department said in a news release Sunday. The State Wildlife Department on Sunday evening confirmed that DNA from the scene of the attack matched the mountain lion that was euthanized. It was a 90-pound animal in healthy condition. That's right, and just imagine the bite force on them jaws. While it's not unusual for mountain lions to roam around the same trails humans use, they tend to stay away from people. A wildlife research veterinarian at the University of California at Davis. Because attacks are so rare, it's hard to pinpoint risk factors, but researchers found that attacks can result in death are more likely if a child is present or if individuals are moving erratically. That's right. On Saturday around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, the younger brother called 911 to report the attack. The Sheriff's Department said the brothers had been antler shed hunting in the area. When police and paramedics arrived, they found the teenager who suffered traumatic injuries to his face, according to the Sheriff's Department, and began to provide aid. They also started a search for the 21-year-old brother. After spotting him around 1:45 p.m, deputies fired their weapons to scare the animal off and clear the area to give aid, but the 21-year-old was pronounced unalive at the scene, according to the Sheriff's Department. Saturday's incident is the first recorded fatal mountain lion attack against the human since January 2024. Since 2004, according to data from the Wildlife Department. In the 2004 incident, a 35-year-old man was deleted in the Whiting Ranch Regional Park in Orange County. Since then, there have been 12 non-fatal mountain lion attacks verified by the State Wildlife Department. The last recorded attack was in September 2022. The latest attack is one of the 22 total verified incidents. Since March 1986, 4 of them, including Saturdays, were fatal, the State Wildlife Department shows. All right. Okay. Mountain lions are a specially protected species under the California law. You see? This devil hunting them for sport, amongst other, factors. All right, that's why there's a lot of endangered species. You see, a lot of endangered animals. All right, but again, this is no judgment. All right. Let's get the book of I think it's Book of Sirach. All right, just bear with me. It's the Book of Sirach, chapter 39. Just bear with me as I get where I want to be, where I want to start. All right, Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay, we jump down to verse 30. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and a sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. So that attack was a prime example of that. Okay, teeth of wild beasts. All right. And again, it's the Lord that put the spirit on that creature to do that damage. All right. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. Okay. So when the Lord set that up to happen, all right, it must and it will take place, and it did indeed. Okay. It's the book of Jeremiah chapter 15 and verse 3. And it reads, "And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Adawan Yahweh, the sword to slay, and the dog to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy." Okay, you know, and you hear of, certain, wild animals, wild beasts, moving into areas, all right, where people reside, all right. Okay, I've seen even, I've even seen on, even on YouTube, like bears even going through, people's garbage, things like that, over there in America. Okay, that's just an example. All right. So, these things are gonna increase upon the land, man, like upon the earth. You see, and a lot of people think these animals are stupid and things like that. All right, and they've been mistreated terribly. All right, so they're getting their their vengeance. All right. Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 8. And verse 22, "For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body." You see, under this wicked vibration that this devil E, right, is pushing out, man. Everything is in a bad state, man. It's suffering. You see, all right. See, in the kingdom, the animals are going to be in tranquility, man. Okay, no endangered species. All right, nothing like that. The animals are gonna be fine. All right, and we'll even appoint these animals to attack E in the kingdom. All right, because these devils have slept with them. They've done all sorts of them, experimented on them. Just a whole bunch of evil things. All right. So yeah. So expect things like this to increase. All right. A lot of people think, just because they're young in age, which 18 and 21, that's a man according to the Bible. You turn, when you turn 12, you become, a man. All right. But, no one knows what they did in their past life but the Lord. All right. So, children ain't innocent. Young people ain't innocent. All right. Scripture talks about whoever perished being innocent. All right. And where were the righteous cut off? You see? So again, this was judgment from the Most High. Okay. For what they did in their past life. All right. So, I don't want to rat us out. This lesson was edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.